but there's a little bit of drama, and I was gonna try to stay away from it, but it's too juicy now. I can't do this anymore.
No,
You know
we need it.
You know where I'm going?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, so you released the Pyburn guarantee list. That was your article.
That was.
Okay, now
Which got painted as demands, which I did not write that he made demands.
Yeah, I don't
guarantees. That's what we'll get into here, because it really comes down to a semantics argument.
So and I had when I talked to Cam, because again that's where he supported you too. I was intrigued when it dropped, and I'm like, there's a reason why it dropped. Like these things, like you don't just hear it from somebody and release it like you just said. So there was reasons for why it came out. So let's talk about why it came out, and then the semantics of it. And then he I don't know, did you see his recent article where he spoke to?
I've spoken to Jack and his dad. I've spoken to them on the phone. So, but yeah, he had an interview that came out today. But yeah, no, the reason it came out is because fans want to know, why the hell is this guy leaving?
Yeah.
Right. One of Florida's best defenders. He's a Gator. He comes from a family of Bull Gators. Like, why is this dude hitting the portal? And it didn't take but a couple hours after he announced the news that he was entering the portal for that 500K number to start getting thrown around. That was getting out there before I even started making phone calls.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about the money, and I've come to learn that, but those figures that were reported was what was asked for. But, then there was obviously the fallout from that. I certainly did not intend for that information to end up on a tweet. And I asked that gentleman to take that tweet down, but it still lives on Twitter. It is what it is. But after talking to Jack and his dad, their stance is that these were things that they asked for. They didn't really. They're saying that they didn't ask for or make demands. I was told that they were asked to be guarantees. They don't really feel that way. The only thing that they really say that they didn't ask for is to be guaranteed to be a starter, or to be the starter. That was not one of the things that they wanted. But Jack has, and I've talked to Jack, and he shared that story in the tweet that he put out and said everything that's in that story was 100% accurate, which was that he wanted to play more on third downs. He wanted to play more snaps in the rotation. Obviously, the money that he was asking for was the money that they were asking for. And that's kind of where it stands. I think he kind of, in his latest interview, basically shed some light on that. I certainly obviously stand by what I reported, but I think it's important for me to share that's in talking to Jack and his dad, they just wanted to be clear that they didn't go in there and make demands. Now they did ask for these things, and when they didn't happen, they decided to leave. So were they ultimatums? Were they requests? Were they assurances? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is, as I told Jack and his dad, this is also new territory for me and a lot of us, reporting on portal negotiations and NIL negotiations and what should and shouldn't get out there, and what do fans need to be privy to and not privy to. This is all new territory for everybody. We're all learning as we go.
Entire week, okay? It's Christmas week. I want to make sure that you look extra fine this week. I keep wearing the cowboy hat because you see how good I look? That's how good you could look. Not this good, but pretty damn close. Okay? Pretty damn close. When you go to tecovas.com/Hightop to get yourself either a nice pair of genuine leather boots, the cowboy hat fit. One of my favorite cowboy hats I have. This is my baby. Okay? I protect her at all costs now. I got some shirts from them, which I absolutely love. Fit like a glove. Everything there is just high quality H2O stuff. Absolutely love it. I told you before, if you got one close to you, make the trip, go into the store, talk to buddy or Cam. I said, you need to get your ass up in there, get yourself a nice pair of new Oshers boots and matching belt. Quit playing around. Get after it, okay? Go to tecovas.com/Hightop. Sign up for texts and emails to get 10% off. That's tecovas.com/Hightop. Sign up for emails and texts. Tecovas, point your toes west, boys and girls. This actually cleared a lot out for me. So it sounds you spoke to them because again, the
Oh,
initial
of
thought
course. You
was,
know, when stuff gets funky, I make phone calls.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. And again, so again, I know exactly what Twitter post that you're talking about, and it definitely framed it in a way that was, like you said, not written, but how quickly just a bullet point list and a certain title can just change everything. And like you said,
Sure.
hey, this was asked, it was talked about, and what was said clearly it wasn't liked, so they leave. So wasn't necessarily a guarantee or ultimate. That's up for you to decipher. And here's
Sure.
honestly in this article, I'm going to read what he said. I actually liked this response. I was okay with it. It's later on where I'm not a fan of. He goes, "Number one reason is I just want to play for a team that fits me a little more. I was looking to play an aggressive 4-down defense, and there's nothing like, and that's something that Blake Baker and LSU are 100% running. You know, he runs the attack style defense, trying to get to the quarterback, trying to create negative plays. So it was really about just trying to find a place where I'd be able to showcase my talents to the best extent and be able to earn opportunities in every regard on the field." That
Yeah.
I fully believe because he dropped back into coverage a lot. It's the same reason why Princey left. I said this. Those guys just want to go out there and blitz the quarterback. That's all they want to do.
And a big thing is playing on third down. Like that
Yeah.
really bothered him and his dad. He wants to be a 3-down player. He wants to showcase that. He didn't like the fact that he was the starter, but was not playing the most snaps in the rotation. And those are the facts, you know. And to want those things, I mean, people can feel how they feel about it, but I feel like a lot of that is reasonable. Now, whether or not you can get it or how that's going to work out is another story. And obviously, it didn't work out at Florida, but he found a school and a place that can provide that for him and make him feel like he's going to get that opportunity. That was one thing I know that Florida wasn't going to do, and that's why he moved on.
The only pushback I have on that is like when you committed to this defense, because although we've had changes on the defense, the scheme hasn't changed. Schematically, it's been the same. So you knew what you were committing to. I think that's how I feel. Again, I don't know what he was sold. Secondly, just the fact that he put in the effort. I'm going to twist it, but stay with him, work through these injuries, and in a way, again, like I know he wants these things, but it's like, dude, you and Harris and I talked about it. It's like if you were just to do the exact same thing and then some, you were 100% going to the league. And,
For sure.
and I was going to talk to Harris about this too, about the edge dropping back, because we're going into, the new world is, again, that edge position, that sexy position, the Micah Parsons, the Bozas, the J.J. Watts, where it's just like, I'm 3-down guy, and I'm just here to kill you. And we utilize our guys to drop back a little more, almost like an outside linebacker type. And I think it's why Childs had some success a little bit at the Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah.
He plays that linebacker, and he was kind of fits that mold a little bit. I think that's beneficial to go to the league. You show multiversal, but maybe I'm wrong.
Versatility, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look. Go ahead, Steven.
No, I was gonna say I agree at that position, just to show your versatility and drop back. At Florida, when I was there, we had the 4-down lineman. We ran a version of that where Jarvis Moss would drop back in the coverage, and we bring sim pressures and stuff like that. Or even sometimes the D lineman would have to cover, or D tackle would have to cover the running back out of the backfield on certain plays. So it's just versatility. But Zach, when you said that, at least that's what they can try to offer him. And nobody can promise that you're going to be out there on that field on third downs. You got to come in and earn it. They could say whatever they want, but I just saw they just brought in Florida State defensive end as well. So there's no guarantee. The only guarantee you can have is to go out there and put the work in. So yeah, that's that's my 2 cents on it.
Well, we won't hear the end of this because I'm sure when Florida LSU week comes up, this is going to be quite the storyline.
No, for sure.
And again, people are probably trying to hear about it. The reason I brought it up because this article was released today, so it was like kind of.
Well, no, Jack did an interview on ESPN. You know, so that's where that article's.
Oh, they clipped it. Oh, okay, yeah. So he spoke about it more.
So they pulled those quotes from the interview he did with Matt Moscona.
Okay, and so here's where I guess my thing was like a little bit of like you took one last blow. It says honestly, I was also looking for a coach that I felt like developed parts of my game that I know I need to be focused on. For instance, my pass rush. I'm an effective pass rusher, but I want to be an elite pass rusher. And being an elite pass rusher, first you have to have an elite coach that can turn you into the product that you want to be. Fight words. That's
Go ahead, Zach.
I mean, hey, he said it.
and so to me, it's like, look, I get it, and I'm not mad about. I mean, I'm a little frustrated about it because there was obviously like the altercation with his dad on Twitter, and I don't even want to get into the drama of it. But to me, it's like, okay, I was cool with you leaving. I didn't even care that you kind of like it was a little ugly. I was gonna ignore it, but it's like this is what happened. You guys leave, and they keep taking more shots. It's like, can we just? And I get it. You got to defend your name, but you didn't have to say that. That to me is like it's personal now, and that's fine. I love it because I think this is what makes the game even more exciting when we do play LSU. It's like we better see how elite you are. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't like it at all. I thought it was uncalled for. Yeah, if you want to leave, just leave. All the extra, because if you're not going to come out and say what it is that you really felt, then don't say anything at all. Just leave. You know what I mean? Because I spoke to him, I cheered him on. You know what I mean? But then I saw the post from his dad, and I saw his dad talking about Mike Peterson and stuff. And so you're putting stuff out there that leads us to want more answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
get more
so
questions.
When you do stuff like that, you're leaving a program that, one, like you said, took care of you. Yes, you played with us. You got hurt. That's our job to bring you back to health. But we put you back on the field. We had a plan for you, and we wanted you back. So if you're gonna leave, don't leave and leave little tidbits behind where you're hinting at something. You know what I mean? I spoke to him. He the whole thing with the coach, I've heard it already before. I don't know exactly what it was that you didn't like, but I know in other interviews I heard you talk about Mike Peterson and praise him for what he's done for you, getting you to want to do yoga and all this stuff. When you talked about you was stiff as a log, acting like a brick out there, and you praised him as if he revitalized you and brought you to life. Now, where your playing time is, and if that's an issue or whatever, and not being on third downs, I can understand you want to be out there.
Yeah.
But when you take a shot at the coach and not coming just from you, but from your father, I have a problem with that.
And it's business. Everyone's trying to take care of their own, and I get that. But for me, it was like, yeah, all right, let's go. I'm ready for the game now. That's cool. So
yeah, I think everybody is.
Yeah. For me, it's like where I stand at the end of it is like people are kind of wishing ill will things like on a personal level, like from who's a father of my own, like wishing another kid went to the
Jack's
best.
A great guy, man.
Yeah, on a
Jack's
personal
a great
level.
Kid.
How I look at it, though, in between the lines, like I'm still gonna talk smack. Like come LSU, I'm talking mad smack. You know what I mean? But outside of that, people get a little more intense with it. I don't care. Even with Trevor Etienne, we poke fun and jab. I want the kid to be successful. Like this ain't that's like I don't want anybody to fail except the weekend you play us.